Brooke, you've been doing quite a bit of work in the last 24 hours. See if anyone else shows up here. Did everyone have a good weekend? Did you do anything fun? Anyone seen a movie lately?
Nope, it was pretty boring. I cleaned my room the other day though. So.
Oh, good. Excellent. Are you a person that eats in your room?
Sometimes.
Mm-hmm. My son does that, and then it gets out of hand. Mm-mm. Oh boy. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I'm sure that Caitlin will come in. But let's go ahead and get going on the warm up. You got 2 days worth, so I'll do. There she is. Hi, Caitlin. Hi, Mackenzie. I didn't say hi to you. I don't think. I'm gonna start with the warm up. You guys got 2 days, so I'll give you 1 minute for each, and hopefully that'll be enough. You probably should start a new document with the new warm ups because we are starting a new one. I think the date goes. They go from March 8th to March 19th, I believe. So, anyway, figure out what I'm doing here. Okay, here we go. I'm with it. Okay, so we'll start with the first one and then I'll click over to the second. Okay, got 1 minute on this one. 3, 2, 1, start. Got about 20 more seconds on this one. Here's the next one. Does someone have their hand up?
I asked a question in the chat.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't ever see it when I'm presenting, so I'll go check it out. Am I not presenting to you guys? I hit present, I thought. My bad. No, we're not, Caitlin. I don't know. I've hit it a bunch of times and not showing up that I'm presenting. Was I presenting at all?
Yeah, I could have.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Weird. I don't know. I came back and it didn't seem like I was presenting, so I don't know. Maybe I was. Okay, so hopefully you got those two. Hi, Isabella. So, anyway, just a couple announcements. So today is the last and final day that I'll take any work for the quarter. So make sure that you check your Power School and make sure everything is in there. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get out a test over this unit, and it won't be until next week, I believe. If everything goes as planned, it'll be next week for you guys Friday. So just kind of have that in mind. I'll do a review sheet before the test to kind of give you an idea of what it is all about. So everything after the quarter that we do in that unit will be due next Friday. So like we're going to do something today. You're going to have a report to do. And so that stuff plus the review sheet will be due next Friday. And then we'll move into the next unit, and then I won't accept the old unit stuff. But nope, unfortunately, I'm not going to get a test out before the quarter ends. So anyway, so I kind of give you the skinny on what we're doing this week. So today I'm going to do digestive disorder notes, which are like 7 slides with kind of a reinforcement sheet to go with that. I'm going to touch on the digestive disorder report. And on Friday, we will talk more about that. Plus, I'm making pancakes this week. I'm going to do just the normal pancake batter, and then I'm going to do one that's high in protein. And the one that I'm going to have you do your demo on is the one high in protein. And that'll be our Friday. And then next week, we'll do reports on Wednesday. I'll get out the review sheet to you, and then your test will be Friday. The only other glitchy thing in there is that next week, Wednesday, is your half of a day, but you do all your classes. So don't forget that. So next week will be a whirlwind on Wednesday for you. You'll do all your classes and be done by what, 11 something? I don't know. I can't remember. But anyway. All right. So let's go ahead and I'm going to pull up my notes. And you guys need to pull out your notes. We have not talked about the reports yet, but I will today at the very end. So just hang on. All right, so I'm going to present my notes. And you guys, on your notes, it should be right at the end there where we talk about digestive disorders. If you've missed any notes along the way, make sure you go back in to the recordings and locate where those are, and then go ahead and jot some stuff down because I do collect the notes. So it might be a good idea just to have some down. Okay. So we're going to start. So digestive disorders mainly have to do with your diet and what you're eating and how that's affecting things. But a nutritious diet can help avoid those issues we're going to talk about. What's that?
What notes are we on?
This is at the very bottom under digestive disorders. Are you talking about what's in Google Classroom or?
Yeah.
Okay, so in Google Classroom, I believe it says How Nutrients Becomes You, Chapter 3, GN, which is guided notes. Let me know if you can't find them. They should be there. And then if you guys can give me that little hand symbol, that little blurb thing, so that I know when you're done. Okay, so I guess you're done. But I just wanted to say that some disorders you have to have medication. in order to correct them or to make them less pronounced. And the whole point is that we want nutrients to be absorbed by the cells, and some of these disorders don't allow that to happen, which is why it's an issue. Okay, I'm going to move on. Okay, so the famous diarrhea, nobody wants to talk about it, but it's a frequent explosion of watery feces. It causes food to move through the digestive system too quickly for nutrients to be absorbed. So that's going to lead to loss of body fluids as the food moves too quickly. Too much or not enough water gets absorbed, and so that's the issue. So, I'm sure at some point in our lives we've all experienced this. So it shouldn't be something that's a daily thing. If that does happen, that's going to be concerning because it's going to dehydrate the body, and you're going to end up in the hospital. So it's if this does happen frequently, I would speak to a medical professional and try to figure out what is going on, because obviously your body is not absorbing what it should, and that can be an issue. Am I going to hear a blurb, or are you guys still going? Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, so constipation it occurs when the chyme moves too slowly through your large intestines, and it leads to reabsorbing too much water. That causes the feces to be really hard and dry. I don't know if you've ever heard of a hard stool, but that's sometimes what it's called. So it's really painful to eliminate it. It can cause hemorrhoids, so that's a possibility of your digestive disorder if you're interested. But in a nutshell, a hemorrhoid is, in our rectums, we have blood vessels. And if we're straining so hard to go to the bathroom, it can actually make those vessels swell, and they sometimes can stick out of the rectum. They kind of look like little I don't even know what you would call it, like little grapes or something, because they're swollen, and that can be very, very painful. So there's things that they can do to correct that, but you shouldn't be straining to go to the bathroom. And if you are, then it could be a direct contact with not enough fiber in your diet. You don't have good eating habits. It could be a lack of activity, and it could be that you don't drink a lot of water, because it's not, water helps flush our systems out. And so if you're not drinking water, that could cause it as well. But fiber, you want to have 2 grams of fiber in any product you're eating or higher. Usually 2 is like the norm. So if you can find something that gets you a higher gram number, like a 3 or a 4, or even like higher than that, that would be great. Indigestion, we've all experienced that after like our Thanksgiving or our Christmas. Your body's like unfamiliar with those really high sugary, high fat foods. You just don't eat them very often, but then sometimes you overindulge because they taste so good, and you're just like, oh, I haven't had this in a year. Or, like for example, at this house, we'll make Buckeyes once a year, and that's just something that we don't typically eat. But then Christmas comes around and you're eating 4 or 5, and so that can be an issue, and it causes indigestion. And, stress can also cause that as well. And what it can do to your body is it can make you gassy. It can cause stomach cramps. Sometimes it even makes you feel like you're going to be sick. So I think indigestion is something we've all experienced. Okay, so heartburn kind of came from the fact that it's in the center of your chest. Your heart's right there. So people just like, oh, my heart burns. But really what it is your stomach is splashing up stomach acid up into the esophagus, which can be quite irritating and causes a burning sensation. So it kind of feels like your heart is burning. You can reduce this by the foods that you eat, limit your stress. You can also take an antacid like Rolaids, things like that. But this is not something that should happen a ton. Every once in a while you have an acidic food that you take in, and it causes you to get heartburn. But if you have heartburn all the time, that might be a more concerning medical condition, and you might have to actually take medication. So if that happens to you a lot, it's something that you need to bring up with your medical professional, because it could be something a little more serious. Ulcers, basically that's an open sore in your stomach from bacterium. It could also be in the small intestines, as you see there in the diagram. The risk is increased by stress. So if you are planning on going into a career that could be possibly potentially really stressful, it could cause an ulcer. If family members have had ulcers before, it could be hereditary. Alcohol use, aspirin abuse, basically, that's an everyday occurrence. It's, not taking aspirin when you have a headache, you do that once a week or, a couple times a month. And abuse is like daily, okay? Treatments, antibiotics would be one, or changing your lifestyle eating habits. So decrease your stress. Some people actually quit their job because they've experienced a couple ulcers and there might be some more health concerns if it happens quite often. Avoid alcohol, caffeine, and tobacco. All right, gallstones. Those are basically kind of like crystals that form from the bile in the gallbladder, and they can actually block the opening, which can cause it to be quite painful if it's trying to get through. It can actually slow down the digestion of fats. Basic treatment that they typically do is take the gallbladder out. They might try to do a low-fat diet, but more than likely they're just going to go ahead and remove the gallbladder. If the gallbladder is no longer there, then the bile has no place to be stored. So it's actually when the liver needs to store it, it's going to go directly into the small intestines, which this can lead to flatulence. If anyone knows what that is, that's basically in layman's term a fart. So it can lead to that. It can lead to intestinal discomfort. So even though they're not experiencing that pain, that intense pain, they still are going to have to go through some lifestyle changes of how it's affecting them throughout their life. So there's going to be another little side effect, but you're not in pain, so that's the good thing. And our last and final one today is diverticulitis. It's the formation of abnormal pouches in your intestinal wall. Basically, why this occurs is because you're not eating enough fiber and working those muscles, and they become slack or weak. And then it forms these pouches where, the chyme can get stuck and it can be a whole bunch of problems, which can be quite a painful condition. So, diverticulitis. Okay, and that's all I got for my slideshow. Okay, now let's talk about what I need you to do today. Let's do the digestive disorder worksheet first. We'll talk about that. Okay, there's two things. One is the worksheet, the other one is a resource. So let's go to the worksheet first. Okay, so it says to describe each condition, 2 causes of the disorder, and then identify 2 treatments or cures available. Okay, so pretty much I gave you in your notes pretty much all the description, so you can just simply copy and paste the description from the notes into here. I might have given you 1 or 2 causes or 1 or 2 cures. You could do the same. If you can't find something, then I also linked, well, didn't link, but I took a picture of your textbook, and that is also here in the assignment area. And everything is there. You got diarrhea here, constipation, indigestion, heartburn. And then on the next document here, you have ulcers and diverticulitis. So you can just use your magnifier to pull those up and read through them. I don't want you guys Googling anything because it's unnecessary. Everything is at your fingertips. You need to use your resources and leave Google out of it. There is one, the gallbladder, in the text and in my slideshow. I didn't give you a specific, I can't remember if it was a cure or a treatment, I can't remember. But if you go through and you read the text and you cannot find it, then you can use Google, okay? But that really is the only one that came up with something that you might have to use Google for. But everything else should be use your notes or use the text. Any questions on that? Because I want to go over the report really quick. So you guys pretty much have an understanding for that. Okay, Zach, what are you talking about? Where are the resources? What do you mean? Never mind. Okay. Okay. Second, I want to go over your digestive disorder project to kind of give you a heads up of what you need to do. And then you can either stick around after I talk about that, or you can go get your work done. It's totally up to you how you want to play it out. But let's talk about this really quick, because next time we meet on Friday, I want to know what you want to do, if you want to work with someone or not, and then give you work time. Okay. So you can have one or two presenters. It's a digestive disorder research project. I do not want any copying and pasting from a document onto a Google slide. You need to read the material and then put it in, okay? Most of the time there's going to be doctors that are going to be writing those articles up, and I'm pretty sure you're not an MD, so you're not going to fully understand all of what is being said. So read it through, put it in your own words of what you understand, and that's going to be more beneficial to report that way than it is to tell me what a doctor says that you don't understand. Okay, so you can do 10 slides. I'm not going to tell you how to set up your slides. If it was me, I'd just do one slide for each of these and just make sure everything was covered. But, that's up to you how you want to, put your slides together. But you have to have a definition of your disorder, what caused it, the symptoms that someone experiences that would lead them to go to the doctor and say, hey, this is what I'm experiencing. What is it? Diagnosis. So what kind of tests are they going to run on you to determine whether you have this disorder or not? What tests? Yeah. And then the treatment is like, what's going to cure this? How do I get rid of it? Diet restrictions, is there any? Are they going to put you on like a low carb, low fat diet? Like what, if any, restrictions would you have? Like celiac disease, there's restrictions there. Complications, if I go undiagnosed and untreated for this, what could possibly happen? Heredity, because my dad gets ulcers, am I more susceptible? And then statistics, how prevalent is this disorder in the United States? Does only 1 in a million have it? Does it affect, 100 people out of 1,000? What are the statistics? And then sources, as far as like, if you are using a direct source, make sure you cite it. And then any images you use, make sure you cite that as well. So here's the list of disorders. And the rubric is down here. So presenting it is double the points. So, you guys, if you come back in person, Caitlin, you might have to present on Monday in class. So just be prepared. You would just have to have, good volume, good eye contact, that kind of thing. If you choose to stay in your seat, then obviously you're not going to score well on the eye contact piece. So just be prepared for that. Content accuracy, just make sure that everything is accurate. There are not actual errors. The use of graphics supports all the information. For example, if I'm talking about diabetes, I don't have a walrus on my slide. Okay, what does a walrus have to do with diabetes? Nothing. So it's there to distract, or, it has nothing to do with what we're talking about. So that's what it means by make sure you have graphics that support your topic. Text font choice and formatting, just make sure that, colors are good, the size of the font is, people can read it. It's able to be seen. Like sometimes people want to use that yellow font and it's so hard to read that. You need sunglasses. So try to stay away from that. Look at your conventions, go back through and read through your presentation, make sure you can say everything correctly. Make sure it all run smoothly. You can tell those people that don't go over their slides or whatever, because they'll stumble and not make it through really clearly because they just wrote it really fast and turned it in. So make sure you guys proofread. That's important. Proofread. Okay. So that's where we're going to be on Friday. So we'll come in on Friday. I'll ask, which one you want to do. And let's say that Mackenzie and Zach are going to fight over celiac disease. So I'll be the mediator and I'll tell you who gets to have it. And then, I'll be on the whole time, but you can go work on your presentation and, come back if you have questions or you can't find something or something's kind of causing an issue. But that will be our Friday. And then Monday, ding, 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 for those coming back, you'll come into class and you'll be expected to be ready to go. Typically, I'll give like 10 or 15 minutes to kind of pull together what you want to do, and then we'll start with those presentations. Our test will be Friday if you are virtual, and if you are in person, then it will be Thursday. Remember that Wednesday is our half day, but we still have all classes, but half-hour segments. So, question is, are there questions? Okay, so you can just pick the link, Kaylin, that's fine. Zach, it is okay. So the test is sorry, let's start at the top. Your what's wrong? No, is that what it's called? I can't remember now. No, digestive disorder worksheet is due today, so I would get that done for sure. The report is due Monday, and your test is going to be for virtual kids. It will be Friday, but there's one that's not going to be virtual anymore, so that will be Thursday for that individual. Questions? Yes, you are.
Wait.
Yeah.
You said the project's due Monday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then to answer Kaylin's question, yes, you can use any notes for the test as long as it's not Google. So you could use the digestive disorders that we're going to work on today. You can use any of the other stuff that we've done in class, any of the notes that we've taken, you can use that. Oh, another thing is turn your notes in too, because those are due.
So the one we did where we put the diagram of the body, are we allowed to use that too?
Yes, yeah, that's part of your notes. Yep. So let's see. Yeah, so you're presenting virtually, correct? So you guys have it lucky because some people will have to present in person, so we will be able to see and hear them. For you guys, we just will be able to hear you, not see you. So there you go. I know, Kaylin, you're in for it. Yes, correct. So we're going to present. Okay. I know you did. I know. I'll be right there. You just look at me the whole time. So yeah, so Zach, I'm going to do presentations Wednesday, give you your review sheet. If you don't get through them, we'll just keep, maybe after the test on Friday, we can do a couple, but Kaylin will be gone and we'll miss her terribly, but, everybody else, there's 4 of you. So, if we can bust that out in 30 minutes, we might be able to, we may not, but after the test Friday, we might be able to bust out a couple more. So, yeah. So, yeah, so you can stick around with me if you want. I'm going to be here until 10:45. Or you can bust back in if you got a question or concern, but go work on your digestive disorder worksheet. It's due today, so make sure I get it. However, it will not be put on this marking period. It will be put on next marking period. I wouldn't start working on your digestive disorder project unless you want to tell me to give you a little more time. I mean, I'm more than willing to do that if you think you want to go that route, or we can just wait till Friday to pick. Okay, so the notes that we just took, those are in the stream, the Google Stream, and on my recording. So you'll have to look there. Okay, that's what I kind of figured. Just not to fill your plate too full right now, and we'll just do that Friday. That would be fine. Okay, so I'm all set on my end. You, like I said, stick around if you want. Go work on the stuff, get it turned in. We won't do the digestive project until Friday. But think about what you'd like to do. Give me, be thinking of a couple options. So, yep, I'll see you on Friday, Zacho. Okay, Caitlin, I'm okay with that. What do you want to do?
I don't know. What are the options?
Okay, so if you go into Google Classroom and you go to the project, there'll be a list there.
Okay.
Yeah, so look at the list and then just let me know what's your plan of action. And then I'll write down which one you're gonna do. Oh, you know what? Because you're gonna be coming back in person, I'll tell you the ones that are available still. I forgot that
Okay.
you're gonna be okay. So do you have the list out yet? You do? Okay, so colitis is the first one. Cholestasis is the second one. Cholangiotitis, hemorrhoids, procystitis, rectal prolapse, stricture is one, esophagitis, gastritis, pancreatitis, peritonitis, intestinal ischemia, peptic ulcer, irritable bowel syndrome, allergies, wait. Oh, that one was taken. Appendicitis. I gotta write. Okay, so appendicitis, cholera, colorectal cancer, dysentery, esophageal cancer. Those are the only ones open.
Can I do allergies?
Yes. Okay, got it. Okay,
Thank you.
you'll present that on Monday then, and yeah, so you won't. The virtual kids can pick whatever they want. You won't affect them at all. So.
Okay.
Yep. So just focus on allergies, and you could. I mean, allergy is an allergy, but there are different types. Like you have your food allergy, and you have your like seasonal allergies. So you might want to talk a little bit about both. But I think an allergist considers an allergy, whether it, no matter what form it takes.
Yeah.
So anyway, so there you go.
Okay. Have a good day.
You too. See ya.